Welcome to Verity TV. This is G and this is Queer Conversations. We're going to be here Facebook Live every Tuesday evening, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks for joining. Share this video. Like this page. Got with me today artist Lori Pratico. Hey Lori.
Hey G. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining. So Lori is an artist and for many years, right?
Since I can remember.
Right. And a big part of the LGBT community as well. Yes. We're here in Fort Lauderdale. And she recently did a great live painting performance at Thou Art Woman. Thanks again for doing that.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
So tell us a little bit about yourself in terms of like, how do you identify?
Wow. You know, I was thinking about that question. And I really identify as human.
Okay, that's great. That's fine.
Know?
Okay.
Yeah. I don't like to be boxed into any specific category. So.
Well, I can appreciate that. We're now in an era where some people are saying, you know, LGBTQ and plus. Some people are saying no labels, no boxed in, and that's fine. So you're human. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's great. You do a lot in the human community. In the LGBT community. Which is great. But I understand that. I definitely understand that. I appreciate that. So tell us a little bit about how do you get involved in art?
Well, I have a project called Girl Noticed. That's really where my heart and soul is. It's been for the last 3 years. And Girl Noticed is a nationwide charcoal mural project. I've been to 10 states so far.
Nice. Congratulations. I've seen some of it on your social media.
Yeah.
And where do people find you on social media? On Facebook and IG and so on?
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, it's all Girl Noticed.
Girl Noticed.
Yeah, girlnoticed.com has links to all the social sites as well.
Okay, great. So you're saying, you've traveled to 10 different states, and what exactly are you doing?
Well, girls and women are nominated from each state by their communities to be noticed for whatever reason. It could be that they've overcome a struggle. It could be that they're just doing something great in their community. Maybe they're volunteering. It can be any reason whatsoever. And once they're nominated, I go through the nominations and I choose a girl and I draw them large on the wall in charcoal.
Nice. And how long does that stay up?
Well, it'll change immediately as soon as the first rainfall. It changes considerably, but then it gradually fades off the wall. And the whole point is that it sends the message that there's a window of time to notice the girl, notice what she values in herself, before that might change or fade away.
Okay. Oh, I love that. And you have something coming up soon? I see some people joining. Thanks for joining us here. Like the page and share. And we have some studio audience as well. Thank you. Yes, greetings everyone who's joining. Share it. Yes, hello. And if you have any questions, it's a good time to ask questions. We have Lori Pratico, artist here in South Florida, and she has a project called Girl Noticed, and she'll be traveling throughout the state, right? The country, the states.
Throughout the country.
How are we doing? We're doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well.
Doing good. Yeah. Definitely go add Girl Noticed and follow Lori and her project. Ah, nice. Okay, so David saying, I love Lori Practice. Great vibe, beautiful spirit. Definitely. Yeah, you gotta love Lori.
Thank you, David.
Beautiful spirit. Yeah, thanks
love
everyone.
You too.
Yes, thanks everyone for joining. Share the video and ask questions. So you have something coming up soon. What tell us a little bit about what you're gonna be doing.
Well, I've been doing Girl Noticed for 3 years, and I'm really, this year is my year to really take it to the next level. I'm really pushing as hard as I can to make this. It's always had the potential to be something bigger, and I've always worked hard at making it as impactful as I can make the project. But this year I'm really pushing. So I'm doing an event. It's my first really big fundraising event.
Okay.
And it's at Art Serve on the 31st.
Okay, love Art Serve.
Yeah.
Shout out to Art Serve.
Yeah, thank you. Art Serve has been great. We're using their auditorium. We're, not holding back on this one. We have Marissa Mulder, from cabaret singer from New York City, award-winning, coming down to perform.
Love the cabaret.
Yeah,
that's a great idea.
It's going to be a really great show, very inspiring music, inspiring art, and inspiring people.
Okay, nice. I look forward to it. think me and Nikki will be joining you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so good question. What time on the 31st?
VIP reception is at 6:30 to 7, and then 7 o'clock is general admission, and it goes until 9.
Okay, great. And, you know, there's a lot of people who want to be artists and love art. What would you say to somebody who wants to be an artist? Like Lori Pratico. How do you get to be you? What do you, or someone like you, or someone like you. What's that journey? What is the journey like?
You know what? I really believe when you're passionate about something and you do something from your heart, you can't go wrong. You're going to be successful if it's coming from the right place and you're doing things from the right place. And I've loved art since I was a kid. I'm self-taught.
Okay, nice.
And it's just something I always wanted to do. I always strove towards. I don't compete with other artists. I believe in us all lifting each other up. And I think that if you just keep at it, and if your desire is strong enough, and you do things the right way, good things are going to come back to you. You know.
Yeah, I believe in that as well. So self-taught means you didn't study it. You just have the talent to. You have the talent to draw. Did you take like classes here and there? This is all like...
I've never taken a formal art class.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Look at her work. I mean, I don't know, Nikki, if you could post something from her work to see the kind of work that Lori has. It might take a few minutes, but if you could share, because her work is incredible. In November, as I said earlier, Lori was at Thou Art Woman, an event that Virgin TV produces, and started with a empty canvas, right?
Yes.
And throughout the night, we saw it just come to life so incredibly. What's that like? Do you have a vision of what it's going to be? I would imagine you have like a vision of what it's going to be before, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And then what is it like while this is where people are doing poetry and dancing and all these things. People are at some point, chit-chatting and all this, and you are painting. What is that like?
I love feeding off of the energy of the people around me that are performing. What a great environment Thou Art Woman provides. The people that are there performing are so passionate about what they're doing. And then I'm in the background just feeding off of that passion. Now, I'm used to painting while there's music playing, live music playing, things like that. So to paint while there's a comedian on stage is a completely different, different experience.
We had some good laughs at that one, yes.
And that's basically what would happen is I'd find myself painting, and then in the middle of it, I'd start cracking up at the comedian. So it was a great experience. So it's really just about feeding off the energy. And I do kind of start out with a vision, and that vision sometimes just changes. But live painting, I just started doing a few years ago. And it just has always been about getting a little uncomfortable. You know, if you want to be an artist, you got to make yourself uncomfortable. And I would only paint in my studio. And I was challenged to paint in front of people, and I took on the challenge, and I was scared to death. Of course. And now it's my favorite thing. But I would have never figured that out, that it was my favorite thing, if I had not challenged myself and gotten out of my comfort zone.
And do you have this process of wondering like what people think? Is that important to you, like as you're creating it?
As I'm creating it, no.
Good.
You know,
great.
Before and after, it's hard not to care what people think.
But while you're doing it, you're just.
But while I'm doing it, I'm just doing it.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
And I've always gotten really wonderful feedback with my work, which is nice. I mean, it's nice to hear, oh, I like it, and to get the positive reaction is wonderful, of course. I don't know if everybody wrote on my next painting on all the comments, I hate it, it looks horrible. I don't know.
Right, no,
it may hurt me emotionally.
Right. Well, that piece was beautiful, and I felt like that person, I don't know, is that a real person?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
yeah, it's a friend of mine.
Okay, she's beautiful, and somehow it felt like she was in the event with us. You could feel her soul through
it's
art.
all about the energy.
Yeah, you could feel her right there.
Yes.
We did that. You portrayed that really, really well.
As a matter of fact, the painting is the profile picture on Instagram and Facebook for Girl Notice. So if you want to see what the painting looks like I did for Thou Art Woman, you can go to the Girl Notice Facebook page.
Go and do that.
And,
yes.
And it's the profile picture.
Oh, thank you. So Nikki Lopez Creative is here. She's helping to produce this live feed here. Thank you so much. And she just put up your link so people could go and check it out.
Awesome.
Yes.
Thank you, Nikki.
And thank you. So I know you identify as human, which is great, of course. But at some point you, and I might be wrong, so tell me, were you with, at some point, men and then with women, or were you always with women? Like, what I like to do is because, you know, sometimes we don't have enough visibility. Some people who watch Virgin TV don't really have as much examples of people who are living their lives authentically, right? So I always like to touch base with people to see, like, what was your journey like? Was it something very easy? Was it challenging? Was it not even a journey? Was it like, hey? So if you could share a little bit about, like, what was...
Yeah, sure, absolutely. And, you know, I say I identify as human, but I'm also, like, very proud of being a gay woman.
That's good, of course.
You know, and I'm very proud of a lot of the different things about me. And that's the thing, is I'm not just a gay woman.
I love that.
I'm also a Native American. I'm also of Italian descent.
I didn't even know that.
You know, there's a lot of different things.
I didn't know.
Thing, you know, so I'm proud of all those things.
I love that.
You know, and I am very proud to be a gay woman. I was a late bloomer.
Okay, so was I. So hey.
And I was like 30 before I figured it out. And honestly, I love people.
Okay, yes.
And I was married. I got married very young, and more got married just because I was in love with who I married, but I was looking to change my life situation. I was 19 years old.
Wow.
I wanted my own family, my own life, and I was looking for that.
Right.
And I got married and I have beautiful 25-year-old twins.
Beautiful, I've seen. Yeah, very beautiful.
And, you know, I wouldn't change a thing.
Of course.
You know, but down the road, I realized that I preferred women.
Okay.
And my kids were about 6 years old at the time when I realized that. And honestly, they were my biggest concern.
Okay. I relate to that as well.
Yeah. And I stayed kind of in the closet for a little while. My people very close to me knew, but that was about it. And when my daughter turned 13, she came out as gay.
Wow.
And she also did not really want to be labeled. She didn't want to call herself a lesbian or gay or whatever. She just knew she liked girls.
And I like your point of saying, like, by saying you don't want to identify doesn't mean that you're not proud of that aspect of yourself. So that's a good, you know, thing to make clear.
But my daughter said something to me that changed my thoughts on being out and proud. At 13 years old. She was going into high school, and I said, we were talking about the fact that now she liked girls, and she knew it, and she knew that was her choice, and that was going to be her life choice, she felt, at 13.
At 13.
And she said to me, I don't care who knows at school, because secrets are stressful.
Right. Did she know about you?
Yes.
She knew.
Yes.
She knew about
you. At the time I was living with my partner.
But you were not open at the time.
Yeah, and even with my kids, they knew that we were gay, but, you know, it was, I was more like, I didn't have stickers on my car and things like that, because I was more afraid of what would the public say to my kids at school, what would their friends say, what would, you know, I felt like it should be their choice to say my mom is gay, not me carrying a flag announcing it, you know. And here my daughter was the one who was like, I don't care who knows, you know. And my son would bring his friends home from school and tour them the house and be like, this is my mom's room, plural.
Moms, you know?
And I saw, well, it didn't bother either one of my kids. Why in the world would it bother me? And they were so much more open-minded than I ever thought.
Right.
You know, and they really taught me to say, you know what, just be proud of who you are.
I love that.
And there are going to be people that might not accept you.
That's okay.
But you know what, there's going to be people that don't accept me, whether I'm a gay woman or whoever I am. Exactly. So.
Well, I love that story. And I've known Lori for a couple of years, and this is one of the good things about this too, is that I'm learning about people as I go live with them. I'm learning. So cool. I love that you're sharing that too, and I know there are people here who could really appreciate that as well. And you know, for me, similarly, I was married to a man, and I remember being afraid of, oh my gosh, my kids, and then and people often like, how are the kids? The kids are like so much better than adults.
They're so well adjusted.
Yeah, they are. To them, they're like, that's really not a big deal.
Yeah.
You know, the point for them is like, do you love me? Yes. Are you a good mom? Yes. You know, and the things that they want in life, are they getting?
Yeah.
Yes. But the fact that if you're with a woman or if you're doing, it's really.
And you know what? That says so much, because as children, that's all we see is love. You know, then as adults, we start, you know, coming up with definitions of what that's supposed to look like.
Right.
But as kids, it's so pure, you know, and we're the ones who do that to our kids, you know, that make them all of a sudden
concerned about things because we're projecting what we believe.
Absolutely.
Right. But they have that innocence still, which is, it's wonderful.
Yeah, they just want their parents to be happy. And you know, it's like if you're okay, they're okay.
They're okay, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, this is so true, yeah. So that's a beautiful story. I'm glad you share that. So let's talk a little bit more about the event. For people who just tuned in, you are watching Verity TV. I'm G, and this is Lori Pratico, artist. We're in South Florida. She has a project called Girl Noticed, and she travels the country doing murals on public spaces. And she has an event coming up here in Fort Lauderdale in Art Serve. Here's a flyer here.
It's my first big fundraiser for Girl Noticed. Would love everybody to come out and support. It's at Art Serve on the 31st from 7 to 9. VIP receptions at 6:30. We've got some great things. We're auctioning off some really cool prizes and some raffles. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Okay. What's the evening going to be like? So we come there, and like, what's going to happen when we get there?
Well, you're gonna come if you're a VIP. There's gonna be a champagne and cider toast for those that don't drink alcohol.
Okay.
And then VIPs are gonna get a swag bag with some real unique things.
Sounds like you want to go VIP.
Yeah. And VIP will also get premium seating up front because Marissa Mulder will be performing. She's a cabaret singer. Okay, great. So she'll be performing, and then we're going to show a video about what Girl Noticed is all about.
Okay, good. So you have a nice little video about your project?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that hasn't been shown before.
Okay, premiered.
Exciting. It's going to be premiered, yes.
That's great. It sounds exciting.
Then we're going to do a short live auction and a silent auction. And we're also... I almost forgot the most important part.
Oh my gosh.
We're going to be recognizing a local girl.
Oh, wow.
We'll be noticing a local girl.
Do we know who that is? That announced that day?
People are sending in nominations now. So you've got about a week left to send in nominations. And if you go on girlnotice.com, there is a nominate button that describes how to nominate, but it's super easy.
Oh, wow. I want to nominate somebody.
Yes, please do.
So we can nominate anybody we feel who should be
Any
noticed?
female.
Any female in Broward County, does it matter? South Florida.
South Florida.
Yeah. Where do we do that?
If you go to girlnotice.com, there's a link, there's a button, a page called nominate, and it shows you how. You're basically emailing me with a written description of that person and why you think they should be noticed. And I'm going to pick about a few days before the event, the weekend before the event. I'll be choosing who we'll be recognizing. We have some girls that are volunteering for the event from a program called Grace that is also at Art Serve.
Oh, nice.
And they're going to be helping me out all night. I'm super psyched for that. Some teenage girls helping us out.
Okay.
So
I like that.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
So I'm going to greet some people here. I'm nearly nervous to touch the phone, but I see that Lisa is watching, Marlon is watching. Any questions? If you have questions for Lori Practical, artist here in South Florida, please ask. And like I said, I want to scroll and say hello to everybody, but I don't. We have a little setup here that I don't want to mess up. Any questions? Feel free to ask questions. Mary is watching. I just played soccer with Mary. Hey, Mary. Lisa, thank you for joining. Diane.
Diane said, hey ladies, love to both of you. Two amazing women doing great things for females, the LGBTQ community, and humanity.
Thank you so much. Please share this video too, and if you haven't liked the Verity TV page, please like it. Khalib, thanks for watching, and thanks for letting us use your studio.
Yes, thank you so
very
much.
Yes.
Beautiful here.
Yes, and Allison, great to meet you too. Carol Ann, artist Carol
Hey,
Ann.
Carol Ann, shout out.
Yeah,
Woo.
yeah.
Carol Ann, I hope you're coming on the 31st.
Yeah, come on the 31st. Judy, David, thank you. And Judy, okay, thank you everybody. Carlene, yes. And yeah, Lisa, thank you. So we have a couple of Lisas here and quite a few people joining. Thank you so much. You want to add something, Nikki?
So let me get this straight. Your daughter came out before you did?
That's a great question.
She got a tattoo before I did
Wow.
too.
So for those of you who just joined us, or we just had Nikki kind of tease Lori. Lori was sharing that her daughter came out at 13.
At 13, yeah.
And Nikki's like, well, hold on, is that before you came out? But you were kind of
No,
out.
I was definitely out. I just wasn't as open about
Wasn't
it.
open.
You know, I was still worried about what people were going to think that I worked with.
Right.
And I felt like I might get judged.
Right.
People might look at me differently.
Yes.
And my daughter was the one who taught me
Like to let go.
to just, if she wasn't going to care at 13 years
Isn't that
old,
something?
what her
Yeah.
peers thought,
Yeah.
how could I, as her mother, not
Right.
be that example for her as well?
Yeah.
If she could be that strong, I had to be that
I
strong.
love that. That's great.
So,
Yeah. Well, I mean, I relate to you very much because in addition to being married at some point too and having the concern, but like you said, like I was worried about like professional side. So at
Yes.
some point, people, I could even, I'd be at an event or even something in my home and some people knew like, that's my girlfriend, and some people thought that was my friend.
Right.
And, like these kind of like
Right.
different compartments. So I do remember when at some point I was approaching a major birthday and I said, you know what, I can't keep up with it. Like I just have to
Yeah.
be one full person.
well, it's kind
you
of it's kind of funny too, because when you realize, especially when you come out when you're older, which I was 30 when I
Yeah.
realized that I
Okay.
was gay. You know, you do struggle with the fact that you go up to people and say, "Hi, I'm Lori, I'm gay." you know, is that how you introduce yourself?
Yeah.
And you don't.
No, you don't.
obviously.
You don't. You
but
don't.
I should be able to introduce my partner as
Of
my
course,
partner.
of course.
You know, and that's it's so that it, but you know, it's funny because it's actually, you're not sure how to make that distinction sometimes. Like how much of your life are you telling someone? You know.
Well, for me, what I thought of was, I think there's this whole presumption that everybody's straight. You know, so some
Yeah.
people say I don't have to come out as straight. Well, yeah, because we're all just like presumed to be straight. So then when you're not, then it becomes this some other way to distinguish yourself.
Yes.
So I agree. I don't think you're like, hi, I'm gay, but you should be able to say, hey, I'm Laura, this is my girlfriend, and that's fine.
Right.
And even that could be funny because sometimes girlfriend could mean a platonic
Oh,
friend.
sure. Partner.
A partner
They
could-
think it's my business partner, and that's
So it's like,
happened.
this is my partner.
That's
How long
happened.
are you guys been in business? Like,
Yeah,
oh,
exactly.
well, the business. Yeah.
Exactly.
So it does get sometimes,
Yeah.
but
Do you
yeah.
have a preference between the word girlfriend or partner?
Yeah, I feel like girlfriend's not enough.
Oh, wow.
You know, especially the woman that's in my life right now. Her name's Diane.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about that a little bit. Yeah.
And you know, she is my partner. You know, our hashtag is Team Us.
Oh,
You
nice.
know? And she is my partner in every way. So
love that.
to call her just my girlfriend just doesn't sound like enough. You know, sometimes I wish there was another word.
Right.
Between girlfriend and partner.
Yeah.
That partner does sound business-like,
Yeah.
almost. You know, like a more intimate word than partner. But she's my person. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think it also depends on like where we are. Because when I go to California, Oakland area, like people tend to say partner. Even people who are straight, like this is my partner, and partner could be you're married to the person. This is it doesn't matter really, like whether it's a girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife. It's just like this equalizer. But when I was over there, I was like, partner to me sounds very much like we're in business together.
Yeah.
You know, and then
Yeah.
girlfriend. I mean, I refer to Nikki as my girlfriend, but it does have this sense sometimes like nearly like we're in high school. You know,
Right.
like
Which
we're young, we're
sometimes
twins.
it's fun.
Yeah. Right. So,
You know.
what do you think about the word lover, like compared to girlfriend or partner? Is lover good, or is lover indicate like does that feel like there's no commitment? Because I like lover. Lover feelings. What do you think?
I'm okay with lover. That's just not a word I'd use.
What about lady friend?
Well, yeah, she might break up with me if I call her my lady friend.
Lady friend feels like it's like this older guy
Exactly.
who is like, this is Mrs. Brown, my lady friend. So, but
Carol Ann asked, are you painting at the next Star Woman?
Oh,
Well, we would love that. We would love that. We would actually love that.
Well, if I am in the state,
If you're available.
I will certainly. I love that event.
That was great.
And I
Yes.
invited quite a few people to come.
Thank you. I
and-
appreciate that too.
And when they came, they all were like, "This is so great!"
It's
They were
incredible.
so excited. A few of my friends got up on stage. It was super cool.
Oh, beautiful.
And it's honestly, it's my favorite event.
Oh, thank
Like
you.
open mic,
Yes.
art event that's out there in Fort Lauderdale.
Thank you. Yes, I love it too. But yeah, I mean, for those of people who don't know, so the art one, the next one is March 10th, and it's this evening. It's celebrating LGBTQ women and allies and
Yeah.
everybody. Like everybody's welcome. Anybody can hit the stage, and I think one thing too, like where people really appreciate it so much that you can just really be yourself. Like you don't have to be a poet to do a poem.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a singer to sing. Now we have people who are like they're professional poets. And that's amazing, but to me, one of the things that makes it so unique is that open mic
Yes.
portion where anybody can come up and you see some really just great raw talent. And I think when people make themselves vulnerable, then you feel like you could be vulnerable as well and
Right.
share. And Lori has shared her poetry there a couple of times.
Yeah.
And we always appreciate that.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
That's something else with my Girl Noticed. I've been I never know who I'm going to notice, who I'm going to recognize, but along the way, I've been able to highlight about 3 LGBTQ identified girls,
Okay,
a
nice.
trans girl.
Nice.
So I never know who it's going to be, and that isn't a deciding factor. But when I see a teenage girl that's 16 years old that's speaking up for LGBTQ plus rights in her
Yeah.
school and advocating, I'm
Yeah.
going to notice her.
Yes, I love that. It's
You
a
know,
great project.
so it's given me the opportunity to notice people in my own community, and then people outside of my community as well. So it's been a great tool and vehicle for me to use to communicate what I want to communicate.
And the person that you're going to recognize or notice, that's going to be painted. The person going to be painted here in Fort Lauderdale.
Well, so they're going to be recognized at the event.
They're going to be recognized,
And
Okay.
then they will, it is possible that when I get a local mural that they will be the person.
Great.
Yeah.
I
So,
love
but we
that.
got to get a wall first.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. Well,
Judy
Yeah.
Brown has open to all age groups.
Yes, all age groups. As a matter of fact, I've done, I think the youngest girl that I've done was about 7.
Oh, I think I saw that.
And
yes.
the oldest I've done so far is, I want to say she's in her 60s. So, it's any age group, because women and females, we want to value our young girls, and we want to show our women as we mature that you are valuable.
Right.
And then as an example, you are the example to our younger girls.
I love it. It's a beautiful project.
Deborah Hernan says, so proud of you.
Oh, love you and your mom.
Yeah. Wonderful.
And Diane Finkel, we need to acknowledge, appreciate, and notice females, especially in light of what's happening in today's world.
Yes.
Initiative come down on January 31st to support Lori. And
That's my girl.
Oh,
that's my girl
that's your
giving us
girl.
tuning in. She's
Yes,
giving us
good.
a shout out.
That's good. Yeah.
Thanks, Diane.
That's so sweet. You guys are a sweet couple. Congratulations.
You know
to
what's super cool is that she totally gets the message behind the project. From the second I met her, we were friends, and and she, I explained the project to her and what I was doing, and she was on board from day one.
Connected with it.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah.
That's important as we're doing different projects and so on, like that. The people that you're with and love can support you and appreciate, and really be there for you. Because there's something about the work you do that you're just very passionate about it. You may not even have that much of a choice. Is it like a calling where you just feel like, I have to do this? Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you know what? It was, it kind of came in a roundabout way. I was always drawing portraits. I always drew people, because that connection with people, unpeeling the layers through a portrait, showing different facets of a person through a portrait was what really got me excited about art. And all of a sudden I started seeing that I could use what I was doing to convey a message and to get a message out there. And I was like, well, what is the message I want to tell? And it all just fell into place. And I I feel so blessed to be able to go out every day and do what I love to do and make a difference for people in the way that I can, in the best possible way that I can. I feel so lucky.
Oh, you are lucky.
Yeah.
And we're lucky to have you.
Thank you.
Yeah, with that passion and talent, doing good things with it. So yeah, any other questions? I think we're going to be wrapping up. So everybody, this is Lori Pratico. Anything else that you want to say before we're ending?
Again, just come out January 31st. Go to the Girl Noticed page on Facebook and you'll see all the details for the event. There'll be a link there to buy tickets. Come out and support. And this is what's going to keep Girl Noticed going. We actually have confirmed that we're going to Alaska in June to recognize a girl.
Nice.
Yeah, Anchorage, Alaska. So the first week of June we'll be there.
Congrats.
But I want to be hitting 2-3 states a month. So
yeah, we want to help you do that.
Yeah.
We want to help you do that.
Yeah, we can really make a difference.
Right.
And
what about for people who, because this is global, because this is Facebook. So someone could be in India, Jamaica, London. They can't come to your event on the 31st because they're not going to fly in, maybe. Some people maybe fly in, feel free, but how can But how can someone else who's watching this help you?
Yeah, on the website.
Who's not able to come.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. On the website, there is a donate button. You can go to the link and hit donate and tax deductible donation.
Nice,
It is a nonprofit, so
nice.
Just hit donate and donate what you can, even if it's $25.
And everything counts.
Everything counts. It takes all of us to make this happen. We can't do it with one person.
Right.
So
nice.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
So,
appreciate it.
Yeah, Girl Notice, Lori Pratico. Great. Thank you everybody for joining LGBTQ Queer Conversations. Thank you, Nikki Lopez Creative over there, supporting us, putting all the nice links in, and a smile and some questions, right? So join this show every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Next week we're having Emily Cohen from Sunserve, and the week after that we're having Natalie Tyler from Fort Lauderdale Pride. So thanks for tuning in. Please share this video. If you haven't liked VeraGTV as yet, press the like button. And it's great being here, and stay tuned. And I'm going to have to do this.
I got it.
Bye.